Hey guys, recording the Water Rift Beast here. I am going to use my vampire. Where is he? Where's my vampire guy? There he is. I'm going to use him. Normally I'd be using Lushan for his leader skill. Really, Lushan brings a big nuke on his S3, but that's really kind of all he brings to the table. In this particular team that I'm using right now anyway. So, bye-bye Lushan. This guy has a better leader skill. So, I think he might do less damage than Lushan, but he'll make up for it because everyone else will do slightly more damage. And he also brings an attack buff, which I kind of don't really need in this team, because this guy gives me an attack buff, she gives me an attack buff, he gives an attack buff. Realistically, I might be able to take out Beset and try to squeeze in another damage dealer up front because of that, actually. So, I don't know if it will work, but we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Yeah, give it a shot and see what happens. I literally have not tried that before. This is my first time even using the Dark Vampire on the Water Rift Beast. But I think he brings the sustain that Beset used to bring, and he brings the leader skill. And so I think I can realistically squeeze in another damage dealer up front. So the Water Kung Fu Girl already used her S3, but if she didn't, she would have the buffs for from the Vampire to really be helping out her damage here. And that's a respectable amount of damage on the boss. Also, something to know about the Water Rift Beast is he really doesn't do a lot of damage. He's all about speed here. So I don't really need that many heals. Here I wish I could get an armor break off a little bit more reliably. So maybe if I'm looking for a way to improve this team, it's to find a more reliable armor break somewhere, and that would have to be, I think the Wind Chimera would have to come out for a damage dealer with a more reliable armor break, or the Water Kung Fu Girl would have to come out for a damage dealer with a more reliable armor break. So those would be improvements that I would think could be done. Ooh, and my Water Kung Fu Girl died. So that tells me right there she does not have the stats to tank this guy. And that might be... I still think I'll win, but that might be something to keep in mind for later. This probably means she has to come out. But I still want to find a damage dealer who I think can go up front. That's still a pretty high score. Not my highest, as you can see, but still within striking range of possibly being my highest. Let's see if I can find a better option for her. Frontline. Of course. We'll try that. He's slow. He is really slow. The way I have him built is with a lot of defense and HP and resistance, which I kind of want to improve on all of those things. And then after that, I'm going to focus on speed, which also needs to be improved. But he has his passive to counter the Water Beast Lady, does a decent amount of damage, and yeah, could work out very well here. Does damage, has an armor break, and has a passive to help keep him alive. and he's a wind mon, so a wind monster, so it's a good element matchup. So right there, Aragorn went right before my Chakram Dancers, and they did a pretty big number on the boss there. It's possible I could even use the Dark Vampire up in the front here to just to tank, and don't even need to worry about having my Water Kung Fu Girl tanking. Maybe that's better. And again, didn't land that armor break. But I've got a decent time, I guess. I could do better. Also, keep in mind that this guy's the Dark Vampire. His buff cooldown. Right now it's 6 turns, which is absolutely awful. But once he's fully skilled, that will go down to 4 turns, which is a little bit more reasonable. So it's about the same damage, maybe a little bit. I forget if it was a little bit more or a little bit less. I think it's a little bit less. But all my monsters survived till the end. So that is him being used in the Water Rift Beast. We're going to try him in fire.